Hello. The title is me at a is me at a is me at a as to what I'm gonna do. I'm not having much luck here. It's taking me a while to get. Oh no! I'm having real mental health problems in terms of my physical health, and that's what you just heard. It's like my head's not on my shoulders straight, literally, and my voice isn't. I don't know what my voice is doing. It's just like it's exuding confidence and emotion and presence, and it's a complete fucking lie. This isn't the voice of terror. I know where I am. I know what I'm sounding like. I don't have the energy for this amount of physical pain I am in to sound anything remotely like this. Is very disturbing. So the title is just quite simply what the truth must be, that people must be sick of me talking about terror. It must be so hard to hear someone talk about terror, especially to the extent that I've described it, where I'm essentially hopeless. And that's the truth of the matter. And today has been extremely, extremely hard. I can't tell you what I'm going through at the moment. And being at a loss is not the appropriate statement. Essentially, I'm in terror, and my mental health, for whatever reason, is doing its best to cover it up. But it's too late. I know I'm in terror. And all the things that my mental health is doing in terms of hiding my life, hiding the truth as to how bad things are. There's probably benevolent intention behind my mental health at the moment. To hide someone that's in terror's reality isn't the worst thing, but it's situation and person dependent, and right now that's not helping. And really and truly, I know I'm in terror, and I'm watching my life. I'm feeling my life, and I don't know what to do. I made a live stream earlier, and the long and short of it was, I just need to speak to someone, not because I think anything that's going to come out of their mouth is going to help, because the truth is, I haven't been lazy within my own situation, and I've constantly strived to find answers and solutions. And I know why I'm in terror. I know the predicaments and the scenarios very, very well. I've gone round and round it. around these circles many times over the last few years. And the truth is, if I speak to somebody, they're not going to be able to help me in the slightest. And I don't want to be there saying to them, yeah, but that's not going to work. Yeah, but that's not going to work. That's not what I'm hoping for. And the long and short of that live stream, the conclusion was, I just need to speak to someone because I don't speak to people. People aren't nice to me. I don't know if it's my appearance. I don't know if it's certain things I've done through my mental health that people otherwise would frown upon. A stand-up citizen of the community that is the society. Would frown upon some of those actions, and the truth is, I don't feel them. I have regrets. No, sorry, I don't have regrets, but I know I have things that I will carry for all of eternity as a result of what I've gone through, what I've had to do to stay sane. But it might be my appearance, it might be the fact that I smell, it might be something else. You are the collective psychosis. I don't know what you're thinking. And within that, my voice is really killing me. It's the arrogance that my mental health is forcing on me, that it's like I'm setting a tone here. I can hear my voice and it's like trying to imply something. And in terror, there is no implying. It's just pure fact. No, nothing else. No emotion. You need all your resources to be there and focus on dealing with the present moment. And I said I just need to hear someone speak to me, basically. I'm not going to say a word. Chances are whatever comes out of the person's mouth is going to be complete and utter uselessness in terms of the words. But the fact that I speak to somebody would show me now vibrations of courage through sound. It's probably going to do more help than anything else. But really and truly, that's a wasted dead end, isn't it? Not when the pressure is so intense that I'm going to really tune in and feel the courage and then summon the energy to overcome my problems. Is just, like, being in terror with this whiny fucking voice. It just, you lose your mind, and that's what's happening to me. I'm losing my mind. I've battled my mental health for 14 years. I've been placed in a situation where I'm not going to have a choice but to lose my mind. And really and truly, it's not going to look any different than my everyday. It's just going to be utter insanity. But for me, in the moment, I'm sane because it's taken me. It will be a sane decision, right? I've explored all my options. The world wants me to lose my mind and end up sinking my boat or something. It's just that painful. So shit and rain, I think that's a lot easier on the ears than hearing my weakness as a human being. When I say weakness, I'm talking about the arrogance in that voice that you just heard, the tone, the emotions, almost the subtones that I was implying something other than what I said. Because I wasn't. It's impossible when you're in terror. I'm a weak human being. And that voice, wherever it's come from, I believe in spirit. Believe it or not, I'm spiritual. I don't know if you know that. And I don't know why I'm resorting to sarcasm. I can't summon the energy for sarcasm. But I believe in spirit. And the way it looks to me in the present moment is that a positive spirit or a negative spirit wants to come and play through my mental health. And let's label that spirit as arrogant. But it doesn't apply anymore. I don't have a mental health disorder anymore. I'm in terror. It's like going up to someone that's been in Guantanamo Bay, and I keep using Guantanamo Bay as a reference for torture, which I imagine the inmates experience terror through. It's like going up to one of the prisoners and saying, you have a mental health disorder because you're in terror. Sure, an aspect of my terror is my mental health, but that's one of the easiest parts to compartmentalize and say, well, that's my suffering in this life. I'm going to experience things through my life that probably rival an LSD trip at times. They're so mad and out there, but that's my job. That's why I get paid, or should get paid, disability benefits to handle my condition, and that's all I do on a daily basis, and I'm in check there. But there's an imbalanced chemical in my mind, and or it truly is spirit, and they want to educate me, or they want to teach me. Or, what it's looking ever more likely for me in the present moment, now that I know terror, is that my mental health is an alternative story, an alternative narrative to a severe amount of suffering on a physiological, emotional, societal level that I am suffering. My mental health is there to distract me and to tell me any other story other than the truth. But now I'm in the present moment, I can fully see that my mental health doesn't exist. I'm just losing my mind. I'm not able to focus on the present moment, which is terror. It is so terrifying. And really and truly, what I'm experiencing now is not my mental health. What I'm experiencing now is a slowly witnessing the physical pains kill me slowly. And what I'm witnessing in terms of my mental health, or what was my mental health, coming through in my life still, is my weakness and my inability to function on a very, very basic level. A level that we're talking about movement, we're talking about digestion, we're talking about bodily functions. We're talking about strength and vitality, all of those things, and where they're getting depleted and, taken away. My mental health comes on board and tells me another story. It's like a life support mechanism the mind instigates to mitigate the suffering that we go through. What's going on with my eyes and my ears at the moment is it's just absolutely horrible. And I know you're all suffering, and I don't know what level you're conscious of that. I know you're all in terror, and I don't know what level you're conscious of that. But right now I'm looking at my body and my hips. My eyes are looking at my hips, and they're trying to tell me something about my hips. And I'm saying to myself, it's impossible for my hips to be like that. I don't know if that makes sense. I know my body to a certain extent, and I know these hips are an impossibility to sit down on a chair with. It's not possible to sit like this. It's like I've just been having sex for the last week non-stop, and my hips are wobbling and I can't walk, and I'm sitting down and they're disgustingly wide apart. I'm so weak and my body's just like nothing. That's not been the case. There's a severe amount of pressure on my body. But to the extent that there's something wrong that my eyes are showing me with my hips, it's that. But the problem is not my hips, it's my eyes. And the way the nervous system and mind create movement and regulate the bodily functions according to the eyes, from my experience. Unfortunately, the last medication I took in hospital, risperidone, was responsible for my eyes going haywire. I went to hospital with eye problems, and that medication has sent them in an opposite direction. In all truth, it's absolutely unlivable. You give someone different eyes, it's a different person. Eyes are the soul. If I really want to, I can go into my mental health and spiritual ideas about why that's possible, that there's benevolence behind it still. But I look at my life on a daily basis, and right now I'm in terror. And I know one thing worse than terror, or at least I know what it would take to take this terror to the next level. But all I can say is there's no room here. There's nothing. There's no more. I'm on the verge of sinking my boat. I don't know how truthful I am about saying that statement, but that's the extent that if I want to start exploring options, that's the extent I'm going to go to. Oh, I've got no interest in protesting, doing anything and convincing people. You're all mad at the moment from my perspective. The treatment I've had from daily interactions from normal human beings over the past 3-4 weeks has said to me there is something severely wrong with the people. And I'm here. And for me, you've all gone mad. Maybe not all of you, but fucking hell, I only need to go into a few shops. I only need to walk down the street as a vulnerable man crying to hear disgusting comments put towards me countless of times. I only need to have so many things stolen from me to see a maliciousness within my mental health, to know what's brought me to this point in terms of society and the mental health system. Fuck, I can even forget about all the treatment I've had from the collective psychosis over the years. That's been disgusting too. My sister's the main culprit in terms of what she did by not keeping her promise in terms of selling my share of the property, and she's got the apparent reasons why that was the case, but she's taken the piss ever since my father died. She took after my dad. They're both control freaks, absolute control freaks. My dad went to the extent of hiring a private detective on one occasion to track me down when I left home to live on a boat. There was no need to track me down. The situation was clear. I didn't want to really speak with them again. I'm leaving home. And I left home. A year later, my dad turns up and says, I've hired a private detective. We've tracked you down. What did you track me down for? Well, that's my dad. My sister's in the image of my dad. She has control over me with that property. But I can't deal with that in my mental health. I can't take on that challenge of taking her to court. I don't want to see the woman. I don't like my family. If she wants to start playing games with to that extent, you've ruined my life. Well done. I have to leave it alone. The property is yours. And I've slowly seen my life decline from that moment. From that moment. It's done. It's not going to be suicide. It's not going to be anything like that. I've never been violent, not to anybody. That's what I mean. It's a real dead end. I don't even know what I'm going to do. If I could ask you to think for me, the thought that I would ask you to think about is to say, in your impartiality to this place of terror, knowing how bad terror must be for a human being to go through, even if it's a mild level, keeping in mind to be humble is normally the best action, the safest action to find the solution. Probably keeping it simple is a good idea too. What should someone do in that place to essentially mitigate the suffering? I'm going to go now.